So you've probably heard Costa Rica is an amazing place, and it is. Right behind me is the Pequare River in the canyon there that we raft down up on top of a mountain lodge here. My name's Jason Tonioli. About 6 years ago, I came down here on a whitewater kayaking and rafting trip and pretty much fell in love with this place. And while I was here, overheard the guides talking, and they just learned that they weren't going to be able to do kayaking trips. And two of the guides had actually been whitewater kayakers for the Olympic team and had traveled and competed all over the world and internationally on multiple continents, and they were incredible. And for whatever reason, I just felt like I was supposed to help these guys. And when we first started, we had several goals, but the main goal was to get little Ian, who was Walter's son, 2-year-old son at the time, was to be able to get him out of this cinder block kind of apartment place that he was in and get him a yard that he could play in. Within about a year, we accomplished that goal, which was awesome. But essentially, we formed this little tour company that specialized in doing small groups of anywhere from just a couple doing just a 2-person thing to up to doing a lot of 12 to 16 people trips. We do a lot of trips even that are up in the 20-22 people. But one of the challenges we've had over the last 6 years is as we've grown and as Costa Rica has become more popular and become a place that a lot of people are investing in or excited about, it's gotten harder and harder to find good quality hotels that can accommodate more than a couple people. There's a lot of hotels here. This one I'm staying at right now has 6 rooms. It's absolutely stunning views, multi-million-dollar views, but there's just not enough places that can accommodate big groups. And so over the last year, we've been kind of in this dilemma of what do we do? And so we actually started looking at locations with realtors and just kind of looking and seeing what the potential was. Looked at a lot of places that have great potential. A lot of them don't or would be good for a hotel, but we just thought, what if we were to do that so that we could bring people in and have better control of the quality and make sure that it really delivers that experience that I know I would want for my family and for a business group when I brought mastermind trips and other groups down. And so essentially what we've done is we found this incredible spot. It's all the way up the side of a mountain, but it's only about 10 minutes outside of town, which is really important. A lot like this place I'm at right now, it's about an hour drive outside of town, so it's probably 3 hours or so from the airport. It's not the most ideal spot to try and get to if you're planning on, it's wonderful, but it takes a lot of effort to get here. Our team is headquartered in Torrealba, and we found the spot that there's a canyon essentially with a stream that flows through it. Up higher on that stream, we were actually doing rappelling, and down the waterfalls they call it canyoning. A lot of fun. There's even a natural water slide where you shoot off and you drop about probably 6-8 feet down off the drop off. Really super fun place. Anyway, we found this place that is incredible, and you don't feel like you're near anything. You feel like you're in the jungle, but you have the views of the volcano, the Torrealba volcano there, and mountains all around you. It's just stunning. So as we found this place that we think is the perfect spot for an eco-resort lodge type of place, we started going to the banks, and the banks, we visited at least 9 banks down here. The best case scenario we've been told is probably about 9 months for them to make a decision, which makes it hard, even if they're giving you a really low interest rate. But on top of that, the interest rate, the best case scenario is probably about a 16% interest rate, but we were told, more likely it's probably closer to 22, 24, 26%. And even at a 16% interest rate, if let's say that the hotel and lodge was going to cost about $2 million, it would mean that over 10 years on a 16% interest rate, you'd end up paying $2 million in interest and $2 million back in principal, which makes it really, really hard. the crazy thing is the numbers probably still work to do that, but I got thinking, and really our goal is to share this with as many people as possible, so we came up with this crazy idea. And so rather than have to do all the financing through the bank, we thought, well, what if we did what the Stratosphere in Las Vegas did? So the Stratosphere, if you're not familiar with what they did in to market that property, is the Stratosphere didn't have any debt and didn't have any loans when they built it. They actually, the guy that did that, he got lists of people who were married, and this was 20 years or so ago. He sent direct mail, snail mail, out to the wife, and then in the inside of the envelope, he addressed the letter to the husband and talked about how important anniversaries were, and how they wanted him to come to their place, and they were going to give him, it was $395 is what they actually did, but they gave him a couple nights stay at their hotel at the Stratosphere. They gave him a free steak dinner by candlelight. They gave them tickets to a show. And I think they even matched like a casino. If you put in like $200, they would match it with $1,000. So just crazy offer. But the Stratosphere actually funded pretty much the entire hotel on these trip packages to couples having anniversaries. And so as I was kind of thinking one day, I thought, you know what? Everybody who's traveled with our team is essentially, in their reviews and in the emails they send me and people I talk to, they say, it feels like we're with family, and it feels like we just have our best friends now with us as our guides. Have taken them down the rivers, or zip lining, or bird watching, or cooking classes, or chocolate tours, coffee tours, go to the waterfalls. I mean, there's so many things that our team takes people to go do, but the cool thing about it is it's consistently telling us, hey, I felt like it was with family, and that's been really cool to see. And so as I was thinking, I thought, we can go to the bank, but if a bank won't give you a loan, typically what do? Well, you go to your family. And so the idea is let's come up with a VIP founding family member offer that we could do. And essentially what that would mean is we would give a small number of people an opportunity to sign up and basically purchase a membership in this founding member hotel. And so, but what that would mean is, so I got thinking, well, I know there's just all kinds of nightmare stories about timeshares, and equity can be just an absolute mess as well when you're trying to give people ownership. And so we're not going to do any of that. Essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to have a package that's so crazy irresistible and such a good deal that you'd be crazy not to do it. And so there's no fees, there's no ongoing cost that anybody's going to have. Essentially, what we're going to do is for $895 for 2 people, we're going to keep you in the loop as we build this hotel. The team has told us that they think it's going to take, we think it's going to take about a year. The team says, and the architect that we've been talking to say that it could take 6-8 months for the phase 1. We're going to plan on a year. So essentially what we're expecting is to have a good phase 1 with just an amazing place, and then we'll probably build phase 2 and 3. But once we're finished with it, and we've kept you in the loop, so you'll feel like you know what's going on, and we're going to put in the hotel, there's going to be a wall where every founding family member's name will be engraved, and we'll have the story of how we've essentially created this vacation company, Amazing Vacations Costa Rica, and this is the next evolution of that. And this is our founding family member, so you have your name on there to be remembered forever and show off to people when you come down. And then once we're finished and have our grand opening, you're going to have 3 years that we would like to invite you to come down, because what do you do with family when they've helped you? Well, you invite them to come down and stay with you. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Every founding family member will have a 4-day, 3-night stay with us. So we want you to come down and spend some time with us. But while you're here, we're gonna feed you. You're gonna get breakfast. You're gonna get lunches, and you're gonna get 2 nights out of the 3 nights for free for dinner. And we're gonna the dinner's going to be awesome. If you haven't had dinner with us, you don't know what you're missing yet. Same thing with the lunches. But on one of the nights, we actually are going to encourage people to go into town, and there's some amazing restaurants in town. So I think we're going to, just want you to be able to experience the town as well. But on top of that, where you're going to be here for 4 days, 3 nights, on 2 of those days, we'd like you to come with us. You can have your pick. We've got about 16. I think it's growing. We keep coming up with more ideas, but come and do the activities with us, and that'll be included as well. So the 4-day, 3-night stay is probably valued at around $800 to $1,000. The activities for the 2 people that we're going to have are going to be everything from rafting, cooking classes with people in our kitchen. We've got some cultural things where you can go make tortillas, you can go do service, humanitarian type of work. You can go, we've got the Pequari River that's like right behind us. Normally this is well, I think it's $140 to $200 per person to go do. That's awesome. This is one of the top 3 rivers in the world, according to National Geographic and a whole bunch of other rankings. It's absolutely amazing. We're going to be doing that later today. But we've got the Pecky Bayou River. We've got duckies where you can go in the little rafts. We've got the big rafts. We've got kayaks. If you want to learn how to roll a kayak, that's another activity. We've got some of the best instructors in the world here on our team. The canyoning, going up above and rappelling down the waterfalls. We've got the Guayabo archaeological site, so if you're into that, it's an incredible, it's like the biggest archaeological site in all of Costa Rica. All the roads came to it. It's really an interesting place to see if you're into that stuff. It was kind of in between the Inca and Mayan time periods, so I actually think that they kind of possibly traded together on there, but something worth seeing for sure. The bird watching here is incredible. If you haven't met Jeffrey, he loves the nature. There's sloths, by the way. I actually saw a sloth right above our property that we're getting when we were walking it. Hopefully that'll become a permanent resident. They choose where they want to go though, so we'll make it good for them. But anyway, so I want you to come and stay with us, and then on top of that, if because it's only 4 days and 3 nights that you'd be probably staying with us, maybe you stay longer, that'd be great. But if you wanted to come early or stay later, our team normally we charge about $300 or a little bit more even sometimes to have us plan all of your pre-trip or post-trip. All that's going to be included for free. And then on top of that, if you like what we've created, we'd have a concierge booking service where they'll call and schedule all the transportations, the pickups, the activities. And the cool thing is our people know who are the best people to work with. So you literally have to do nothing, and all of that is included for free. And then just to make it even better, wait, there's more, right? Essentially, when you come down with us, anybody that you want to bring with you will get because you're a VIP founding family member, you are going to be able to bring family, and they get the friends and family discount. So essentially, if you were to find whatever we're listing the hotel rooms at, so let's say it was $200 a night, you're going to get 20% off for all of your friends and family when they come with you. And so you'd end up saving like $40 a night if it was a $200 room. Don't have the pricing all figured out yet, but these rooms are going to be very, very nice. That's the other thing, is we want it to be we want it to feel like Costa Rica, but we also want it to kind of feel modern, clean, just luxurious is another word that we've used that's been used a lot as we've been discussing things with the architects. So we're going to do things right. We've just been on this trip where we've essentially gone to every hotel around the area and others, and just kind of getting the best ideas. I've probably stayed in at least 40 or 50 different hotels down here. Our team does it every day. I live in the United States. I'm in Utah, so I just come down a couple times a year with the team. But on top of the friends and family discount your people are going to get, there's probably people that you know that would love to come down but can't come down with you. And so what we'll do is we're going to essentially give you a voucher that you could give to that friend or family member, and they can, that way we'll know that they've been referred by you, and we'll do like the friend and family discount for them as well. So pretty awesome. So when we were adding all these things up, and you can see on the list below, essentially the value of the things you're getting is a little over $3,000 for the two people to stay for those 3 nights and 4 days. But I think the more important thing is kind of that, just kind of priceless, can't really put a value on it, is you're helping make something awesome happen. One of the things we do hope to do in the summer is bring some youth groups through. The neat thing with this hotel, this kind of land area, is we essentially can have 3 very private areas where you've got kind of the main hotel group. We are looking at building some kind of honeymoon suites, also some family cabins where it's got multiple, or if you got a family of 6 or 8, you could have everybody together. We're also looking at building kind of these, I could look at them like Airbnb style, where if you've stayed in one before, you've got the master bedroom and with a bathroom, and then there's kind of a kids area. Seen a lot of them in Orlando, but want to have something where you could have a couple of families stay in the same room even as well. So anyway, we've got all these kind of big ideas. In the summer times, though, we do want to be able to bring kind of teenager youth and have some leadership training. I just think there's a lot of lessons that can be learned from the river, from the culture here, from the people, and just having, for me, bringing my kids down here and having them realize, wow, this is, there's a whole lot more cool things to do than just sit on my phone or play video games all day. And so it's one of those things that we want to share with people. And so I invite you to become a founding family member, help make this awesome thing happen. And essentially for $895, you are getting a $3,000 plus value out of it, and hopefully, having something that you can share with your friends and talk about and create memories with your family and with your kids, or bring your business people down that work with you as a retreat. It's the best write-off ever, and you want to create loyal employees. Gosh, take them on a trip like this, or put them on a raft together and have them work together and just care about each other. I've never seen kind of bonding happen so fast as when you're on a raft. Just to tell you a little bit about the Pequari River back here, it is considered one of the top 3 rivers in the world. If you've been rafting at a lot of places, like at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, right below there's it's called Alpine Canyon on the Snake River. They bring busloads of people down, but there's like 5 or 6 rapids total, and that's considered, that's a great river. On the Pequari River here, the section we run with, we call it the commercial section, that's the class 3. There's 56 rapids in the section that we run, and then there's also we only do probably 3 or 4 times a year for the right people that are really more expert. It's called the Labyrinth Upper section. But there's another section called the Upper. They're really creative with their names. The Upper of the Pequari is one that we've run. It's class 3, really, really fun area. And then there's the Pequibaye that has class 3. That's just a fantastic learning river. So if you're into river rafting or want to have your family do it, there's just some awesome spots here that families I've taken on. And again, it's not all, it depends on the water level. There's safety is a huge thing, but I've had 4 and 5 year olds that have been with me on my trips that have been able to go down like Pequibaye River, and so it's something you can share with everybody. You don't have to be a certain age, or on this trip we've got a 73-year-old guy that's with us, and he's having a ball. He's actually been a consultant for a long time with resorts and hotels, and run hotels, and done a lot of really cool things. Helped actually with Sundance Ski Resort, putting that lodge and together, and all of the resort as that evolved. So he's kind of in our corner as helping us. And it was interesting. I was walking the property, and after we got done, I just asked him, I said, so just being honest with me, don't like try to sugarcoat this or anything. What would you rate this property that we're looking at compared to other deals that you've seen or worked on in your life, on a scale of 1 to 10? And he said, he goes, this is easy 10. This might be the coolest place I've ever actually scene. He says the opportunity here is just so big. He goes, you could put 50 rooms and nobody'd even know there was 50 rooms on the property because it's spread out, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So anyway, so there's just a little bit of what I've been working on here, and I'm excited. It's something that it just feels right. I don't know why. It's kind of one of those weird things that you just call it your intuition, call it, I don't know. It's just one of those things that just feels like something we're supposed to do. And my hope is that it's going to not only impact the people that come through, our guests that would come through and travel with us, but it literally will change lives down here in Costa Rica, providing just really good work opportunities for people to support their families. And anyway, so last couple of questions, I guess, that people have had for me when they're talking about Costa Rica. I think a lot of people think, oh, Costa Rica, it's got to be down by Mexico. So Costa Rica Jurassic Park happened in Costa Rica too, right? So they actually filmed quite a bit of Jurassic Park here, but there are no dinosaurs that I've ever seen yet. But if that might be really cool if if that was a thing. Essentially, Costa Rica sits right above Panama. So if you look on a map and you know where it kind of gets real narrow, you got Panama, and then Costa Rica is right above it. There's both sides of the ocean, which is great, the Caribbean and Pacific. Where we're at is if you go right to the middle of the country, between the two oceans, and then you head about halfway from the middle to the Caribbean side. So we're essentially about an hour and a half to the Caribbean, which is great to have an ocean. You raft in, and actually it's less time once you take off the river from the Pequara here. But people think it's like, in their mind they think, oh, it must be like Mexico. They eat tacos and burritos and Mexican food, and they do. You can find that at the restaurants, but their food here is very different. It's just amazing. The fruit and the vegetables that grow here. They have the best rice and beans. My daughter eats, it's called gallo pinto, as well as just some other, the beans. It's so good. The food's so good down here. We had a passion fruit pie last night. It was super good. The lemon pie is the best lemon pie I've ever had in my life. Their lemons are actually green here, so they just have a little bit different, better flavor. I don't know why. It's probably because it's just so good. The other thing, that the water here is clean, and I know we've got one person that got sick from the water, and the only reason I know that is because I got an email from him, and it was funny because she said, hey, I just wanted to let you know we went kayaking. They were like 2 hours out into the middle of nowhere kayaking, and our team told everybody, hey, we don't trust this water, and it's kind of this old abandoned church and school house that we just used to stop for as we came off the river to eat lunch. And there was a spigot that was there, but the guys were like, hey, don't do this when you might get sick. And then we bring a big jar of water, and the gal says, hey, just wanted to let you know I decided to fill my water bottle up with that water, and by the way, I got Giardia. You can get that up in the mountains of Utah or anywhere in the river. And so anyway, with that, they really pride themselves on clean water, on just eco green, just really taking care of the land. And you can see that just from you can see just how it's just beautiful here. You got the gardens. I'm watching. Just had like 3 or 4 hummingbirds just come up right in front of me here. Anyway, it's a special place that is somewhere that we want to share. It's kind of one of those last undeveloped. It's not overrun with hotels. A lot of the other areas in Costa Rica do have a lot of hotels where we're building. It's kind of 2 hours away from anywhere where there's the big centers, but the opportunities of activities and things to do are probably better than anywhere in the country. So it's gonna be just neat to share that with people. Last thing, so chocolate, if you like chocolate. So one of the activities and guys that lives really close to where we will be his name's Aldo. There's several actually people that do chocolate in this area, but Aldo spent 30 years of his career at the Cacao University that's in Turrialba. Cacao has one of the largest seed banks in the world, but they do a lot of research on seeds and just plants. But one of the problems in Central America is the cacao fruit is about 30-40 years ago started to have a fungus or just a disease, and what would happen is when they'd open up the cacao fruit, it would about 60 to 80% of the tree or the fruit and the crop would have this disease in it, and so the fruit was unusable. And so but the problem was they had to pick all the fruit, and they'd have to actually open it up to see if it was good or bad, and that created all kinds of problems and essentially made it so it was unprofitable to grow cacao. And so now today, pretty much all of the chocolate that we eat, the cacao comes from Africa. The problem is the cacao here is just better. It's and the chocolate that comes from the cacao fruit is better. And Aldo spent 30 years studying and working on the cacao fruit, and actually about 4 or 5 years ago he presented to the government of Costa Rica 8 different varieties that were disease resistant and were better and tasted better. And he actually has his farm that's really close by where we're at, but he essentially studied all this fruit, cacao fruit, and had spreadsheets of the humidity and the elevation and what was done differently with the cacao to make it get to where it was. But his about 6 months ago when we were chatting with him and he did a little presentation, his cacao fruit won one of the top 3 cacaos in all of Costa Rica, and was now getting sent back to Europe for, I guess, the best cacao fruit and chocolate to make chocolate with in the world. So I don't know whether that's judging has already happened or not. I'll have to find out. But anyway, he's one of the tours, but he has his chocolate he does, and they use the local sugar cane that's here to make one of the chocolates. And oh my gosh, it's so good. There's multiple varieties and different percentages of dark chocolate versus milk chocolate type of thing that you get to try as well with him. But just a unique thing where you get to hear kind of that scientific version, and then we've got another guy that just has you make the chocolate with them. Also the coffee, if you're into coffee, there's they call it Naturalba there, but there's a kind of collective of the smaller farmers that have gotten together, and they have just the quality they care so much about the quality. It's awesome. Anyway, you can tell I like this place, but come join us, come be part of this founding family to put this eco resort together, that you can then come and visit us and come experience this awesome place with us. And my hope is you'll come back again and again, and you'll bring people back with you. But you can click all the details that we'll have in a button down below. But it's your invitation. Don't miss out on this. There's only going to be a limited number of spots for this, because we can't give this price to everybody. But for $895 for 2 people to come, you're going to get over $3,000 worth of stuff, and you're going to be part of this membership where you're going to see everything that we're doing, and really just have this hotel feel like it's yours without any of the negative side that comes with, like, the timeshare or any of the other stuff. So again, join our family, come down, meet our guides, come spend time on the river with us, and don't miss out on this opportunity to essentially say, hey, hey family, or for your spouse, hey, we're gonna go on this amazing trip in about a year or 2 years. Again, you're gonna have 3 years to come down and redeem this. But it's the best offer we've ever done. Hopefully it's so irresistible you're like, oh my gosh, I want to sign up for 2. There's going to be some other options down below as well if you want to check that out. So as the Costa Ricans say, pura vida, I'm going to head up and go get some breakfast here. But thanks for spending some time with me, and hopefully you'll come and enjoy some views like this very soon. Pura vida.